Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This is Zach over at NV Woodworks. Today I'm going to be sharing how I cut pen blanks out on the table saw. So going from a brick of blanks to your single pen blanks. So let's head over to the table saw and I'll show you my setup. All right, so we're over at the table saw, and I just want to point out that it really doesn't matter what saw you're using, they all will work. However, I will point out that mine is a cabinet style saw. It's a little bit heavier duty, it's got less vibration than some of the cheaper contractor style saws. That doesn't really matter, it's just the finish of the cut may be a little bit better just because there's a little bit less vibration, but any saw will do. All right, now as for the blade, you don't need to go get any special plastic cutting blades or, there's no specialty equipment that you need to work with Alumilite, basically. I'm just using a standard woodworking blade, and I do the same thing. If you're band sawing, you don't need any special blades. Whatever you use for wood is going to work fine with Alumilite, even with epoxy, or I don't have as much experience with polyester resin. I do know that it can be a little bit more on the brittle side, but generally with your resin cast, the casting resins, any blade is going to work that you use for woodworking. Now, the specialty, plastic cutting blades, what they help with is when you're cutting a material, when the plastic is something that tends to melt very easily, like acrylic, like true acrylic. If you've ever tried cutting a piece of plexiglass, which is real acrylic, you'll tend to smell it kind of burning, and it kind of leaves a melted kind of edge. That's what plastic blades help with, and you don't need to worry about that. Alumilite is not going to melt when you're cutting it. So no special blades. Now I do have a favorite blade, let's say. I've tried a couple. I used to use forest blades when I was doing primarily woodworking. That's just kind of what I always used. They worked fine, and I just kind of stuck with it for a while. However, a couple of years ago I did switch to Tenru gold metal, and it's just a 40 tooth combination blade. I've found that the Tenru blades, and I don't know if any of the other models that Tenru makes are any different, but this specific blade lasts longer than the forest did, and I'm getting a better cut, to be honest. So I do have a preferred blade that I use, but it really doesn't matter. Now I will have a link to where I get these. I just get them on Amazon, but whatever you have in the table saw is going to work just fine. Now again, I will also say, your super economy $10 blade is not going to cut as well as your premium blades. Probably not going to last as long either. However, it's going to work, so it doesn't really matter what you're using. They pretty much all work. Now, the only other thing that I can kind of share with you that I use when cutting out pen blanks is my little push block. So nothing special about it. I just made it kind of round so it was kind of comfortable, and put a little bit of sandpaper on the bottom to increase the kind of grip on the blanks when I'm cutting them out. But that's about it, and I just use that to cut them out. Now, I will stop and say that this video is not meant to show you how to use a table saw. I'm assuming that you know how to safely and properly use your table saw. So however you generally cut things out on a table saw, that's how you should do it. Make sure it's safe. Now at the end here, I just have a clip of me cutting out a bunch of blanks. Now I usually kind of wait till I have a good handful of these bricks, and then cut them out all at once and kind of go through a big batching process. So I'm just going to speed up this clip so you can kind of see the process of what I do, the workflow. Speed it way up, and I will come back and I will see you after that clip. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped out a little bit. I know there wasn't anything, magical about anything that I do, cutting my blanks out, but hope you guys enjoyed seeing the kind of the process and, how I do, my processes, I guess, what I use. Again, you don't need any special blades or anything like that. If anybody wants to try out the blade that I use, I do think that, it lasts longer and cuts better than anything else that I've used so far. So I'll have a link to that if anybody wants to try it out down in the show notes. And the last thing that I want to mention, that I didn't really mention over at the saw, you probably saw, I think, in the clip. I can't remember exactly what those clips look like, but I wear a respirator when I'm cutting anything really out on the table saw, and I suggest that you guys do too. Make sure that you're not breathing in dust. It's not so much that Alumilite dust is any worse than anything else. It's just that any dust is, you don't want to be breathing those fine dust particles in of anything, plastic, wood, anything like that. So protect yourself when you're using these tools. Keep that dust out of your lungs so that you can stay in the shop. Now, if anybody has any comments or questions, leave those down below and I'll try and help out with that. If you like the video, definitely like and share with your friends. It helps a ton. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified when new videos come out. So until next time, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.